Hello, you guys. How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. Let me know if I sound okay. Oh my gosh. It's always something, you guys. I'm so sorry that I'm a couple minutes late, but I'm happy to be here. Hey Nurse Kristen. Hey Tony. Hey Angie. Hey Pointer Lover. Hey Pika. Hey Kath. Oh, Toe Beans. Let's see. Hey Tony. About to say Kathy. Thank you guys for being here. Hey, Christine. Hey, Jenny. So it's been a couple days since I've seen you. Let me make sure I sound good. Sound is good. Okay. It's been a couple days since I've seen you guys, but I wanted to talk about this new case that I fell down this rabbit hole in my own personal time, just out of curiosity. And then I thought, I really want to talk about this. Thank you, James. Um, I think it's important to talk about and yeah, something it's a more unknown case. I really haven't seen too many places, but I'm about to fill you in on all the details. It's awful. Hey Moira, hey Petunia, hey Deborah. Oh, I love that, Deborah. Hey, listen, I haven't been on as much. I'm still in the process of getting a tooth fix that has me super just not wanting to come on camera, but I've missed you guys. I want you to see me. I want to talk to you. So it is what it is. I'm here. Hey, Roxanne. Hey, Creative Minds. Okay, so we're going to talk about 23-year-old influencer, whatever that means, Valeria Marquez. She's from Mexico, beautiful young girl. Her life was taken during a live stream. And, you know, we're going to listen to the prosecutor. We're going to go through all this stuff. So I'll wait until we start going through it. But you'll see. It's very, very sad. Young girl, whole life ahead of her. And this happens for what? I don't know. Okay. So let's do this. Okay. So I'm a little bit off and I want to make sure that everything's good. Okay. So we're going to read through this article. Then I'm going to show you some different videos I've gathered. I've translated different Mexican articles, posts from Mexican bloggers, all kinds of stuff. I'm going to warn you guys, though, if you fall down the rabbit hole and end up on Twitter looking at this, you will see the video of what happened. It was apparently now they're starting to blur it and remove it, but this morning I could not avoid it. It was every couple post you see the full video of what happened there. So her TikTok has been removed, but her Instagram is still up. I do have that. Let me just read you this. I feel like this is a good article to get started, and then I'll take you through all the different things I've kind of gathered and put together. So Valeria Marquez was shot and killed at Blossom Beauty Lounge in Jalisco, Mexico on May 13th while she was live streaming on TikTok. Again, her TikTok has been removed. The man who killed her and the man he arrived at the salon with may have been hitmen, according to a spokesperson for the prosecutor's office. And we're going to watch that interview. So two guys pull up on a motorcycle, and he doesn't appear to know who she was. He asks, "Are you Val?" And she says, "Yes." So I think that could be why they think it's a hitman. There's some weird, shady stuff going on here, though. So, two men on a motorcycle killed someone else in the same area hours before her death, and authorities are now investigating whether they are connected. Now, she was not alone at the shop, and some of her friends are kind of being accused, but I can see why. And I don't think they should be. I think we all need to take a step back and wait for the facts. But I can see why people are getting to the conclusions that they are. And I'm going to show you everything. So prosecutors now believe that hired assassins may be responsible for the death of 23-year-old influencer Valeria Marquez, who was shot while live streaming from her beauty salon in Jalisco, Mexico. And I've got some video footage and pictures of that salon I'll show you guys. So on Tuesday, she was at the salon Blossom Beauty Lounge, when, according to initial investigations, a man entered and fired a gun at her, per the prosecutor's office. The moment was caught on a live stream as she was actively recording for her followers at the time. This is so sad because think about, she's 23 years old, beautiful young girl. Think about the women, the little girls who might be watching her, looking up to her, and I don't know. It's just traumatizing as hell for them. I cannot imagine. Hey, not that Justin. Hey, hippie chick. Hey, Tess. Hey, you guys coming in. Woofy. Hey, Pinche Becky. A hitman. Well, because I think we're going to watch a video that just shows you him asking if it's like her name. So you'll see like why they're coming to that conclusion. So Dennis Rodriguez, a spokesperson for the police department, told the prosecutor's office, told the Associated Press that hours before she arrived at the salon, a man posed as a delivery driver, pretending to have a very expensive gift for her. Now, here's the thing. One of her friends, what you can see on the live stream, she's trying to leave. And one of her friends, keeps telling her, no, wait, you've got gifts coming. And she gets a couple gifts at it. So she gets like a Starbucks drink, a plushie. And apparently she's waiting for more gifts. And that's when the guy comes in and does this. So that's one of the reasons the friend is like suspicious. And another friend that was at the salon turns off her live stream, like you see her grab it, and she doesn't look scared or anything. So people are curious about her body language. She's not crying. My thing is, I don't believe they had time to know what happened. I'm sure that was super shocking. It's the video, as graphic and disturbing as it is, it's also not that graphic in a way because you don't really see blood or anything or the entrance wounds. You just see her kind of fall over and grab herself as if she's in pain, and then her head is down, and you do see like a little bit of blood, it looks like, in her hair, but that's it. So it's not, it's terrible, don't get me wrong, but I don't think that people that were there with her at the time had time to realize, oh my gosh, she's been shot. So hey, MK. Hey, Being Bio Girl. Chief, good to see you. I'm so happy to see you guys. Oh, look, StreamYard started this new thing. Let's try it for a second. But I don't. Oh, okay. See the comments on the screen? We'll leave them there for now. So there she is. We've got a bunch of photos to look at of her, though. Just beautiful. I don't have anything else to say except for I look at her and of course she's gorgeous, but I also think about how young she is and she's living this glamorous lifestyle. It's, I think glamorous, but I think also in the area there's a lot of cartel activity and stuff like that. So that's another aspect to this. Let's see if we can see it like this. Not really. Okay. So the man, who was wearing a mask and accompanied by another man on a motorcycle, told a woman in the salon that they had to deliver the gift in person. After Marquez arrived at Blossom and learned that the men had asked after her, she became fearful, stating that she was worried on TikTok shortly before she was killed. Maybe they were going to kill me. Were they going to come and take me away or what? She said in the live stream. According to the Associated Press, it's all in Spanish. Like I said, I've translated some different articles and posts and things for us, but I can't translate her video. So the masked man and motorcyclist returned to the salon minutes after she expressed her fears, and what they did next led prosecutors to believe that they were hitmen. So one of the men asked if Marquez was in the salon. So it appears he didn't know her. With that, you can deduce, without jumping to conclusions, that this was a person who was paid. Rodriguez continued, adding that the aggressor was obviously someone who came with a purpose. Let's go over here for a moment and watch this. So this plushie is one of the gifts that she got right before she was killed. So you see her here with it. This is footage from the live stream. And the Starbucks.
Saying, "Are you Valeria?" And she replies, "Yes." And then the boot is done. According to the security camera recordings, it's important to remember that this happened inside a mall, a shopping center. There are security cameras, of course, and outside there was another person on a motorcycle waiting specifically for the attacker.
That is footage of her salon and stuff that they're showing. And like that's the prosecutor speaking. Let's turn it up. It's way down. I'm sorry, you guys.
And they fled.
It's sad that, and don't get me wrong, there are articles and stuff being written about this, but oh my gosh, I've gathered so many cases in the days where I haven't been on, and I haven't seen really any of them being talked about. Of course, we've already got back to hot car deaths. I'm seeing that. Several instances of people who should be trusted with our kids who do something terribly disgusting, things like that, and maybe we'll go through them later or tomorrow, but it's just it's sad to me that there's not, the same things get talked about over and over and over again, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on in this world, and I think most people are pretty clueless that it happens. They're not seeing it. Hey, Rando. Prosecutors reveal what happened moments before the 23-year-old was gunned down.
A man's voice is heard saying, "Are you Valeria?" And she replies, "Yes." And then the boot is done. According to the security camera recordings, it's important to remember that this happened inside a mall, a shopping center. There are security cameras, of course.
So when she says she's leaving, she starts getting all these texts from one friend in particular, and telling her to wait.
Of course, and outside there was another person.
And I'm sorry to pause again, but we know that because she says their name, like it's apparently mentioned in the footage.
On a motorcycle, waiting.
I believe
specifically
I heard
for the
it. I have to go back
attacker.
and see it
And
again.
they fled.
It was early
Currently,
this morning.
with intelligence work, with efforts to gather all available testimonies, the state prosecutor's office is precisely conducting a follow-up. By default, that is automatically when a woman dies a violent death. No, it is automatically investigated as femicide, right?
So in Mexico, apparently at least 10 women are killed, but by violent death every day. It's a big problem there. Femicide. So, and then Woofy, I love you. And okay, I'll talk to you soon.
So the investigation is being carried out under that protocol, and I should also emphasize that it is being done with a human rights perspective. That is why we are very careful.
Femicide is an extreme case of gender-based violence, which is common in Latin America.
So important for us yesterday to clarify that no, we, as the prosecutor's office, have not mentioned any name of a possible suspect precisely, and even less so that they had those supposed connections, because that would mean re-victimizing the victim.
Shockingly, a former congressman was also shot dead in a cafe in the area just a few hours later. So, it's a violent place. I don't think that they're connected. I have my thoughts on this, but I still think that it's really important to wait until we get the facts before we're just flat out accusing people and stuff. But, so unnamed, I saw Tets's comment. I guess you accidentally ran across the video too. Hey, girls, Nana. Terrible. Hey, Lil Red. Okay, so now let's come over Here, I don't remember what this was, but I have everything in order the way I wanted to go through it. So,
And she was shot and killed online while live.
oh, and let me share the links, especially to this one because it's a smaller channel. Okay. So this morning I had already decided and scheduled I was going to do this live, and then I'm actually subscribed to this channel, and I saw it in my feed, and I think it's a good. They put it together nicely.
So this is Valeria, and she was shot and killed online while live streaming. And what really gets me about this.
So this is Erica. This is the friend that grabs her phone, or the person, one of the people in the salon, and turns off the stream. So everyone, like I said, is really upset because she doesn't look upset. She's not crying. She doesn't look scared. I don't think she had a clue what was going on. Like I said, it's not super clear what happened. It was so quick, I'm sure, and especially in person. But even when you watch the video the first time, you're kind of like, did that just happen? Did I see what I thought I don't know.
Erica grabbed her phone and wasn't hysterical, nothing, no urgency to come out. One just grabs her phone like if nothing.
Good question, unnamed.
And her other friend, Vivian, has been posting some cryptic posts. It's messages and stuff like that. And these are like, Vivian is a person who has.
Vivian is the friend that, according to reports, was telling her that she needed to wait for her gifts before she left.
Done live streams with her, who has just, gone out and about. This is a person that she spent a lot of time with. And so for me, something isn't adding up right. I feel like they had something to do with it. And there's more to the story, and I think it's really going to come out. But if you go down her Vivian's TikTok,
Hey, Kimmy.
it's very interesting. She's now cut off the comments, but I'm gonna show you guys what I mean, because this is, something ain't sitting.
So I went to her TikTok, and we could do that, but I didn't want to make this too long of a video in case people wanted to replay. But excuse me, coughing right in the mic. But I went to her TikTok, and it was creepy because one of the videos, she's like showing the pink drink that she ordered, and then the plushie gift that she got, and then like a picture of her. I don't know. It was kind of weird. It just was weird.
And on this one, it says, "I will never see you again." But then she adds, "Finally."
Here, I will never see you again. X. Finally. Like, okay. Is she just bad with English? That's what I thought. Like, me, I'm trying to give her all the, oh, Pinche, thank you. I'm trying to give her like all the, not just accusing her, because definitely doesn't look great. But yeah, her boyfriend, I saw that too, but I haven't seen that verified. But according to reports, her boyfriend was part of the cartel or tied to them in some way. Could a man be upset with the way she dresses? Is it conservative? It's possible. It reminds me of like Selena, the singer. This beautiful woman who's really, her career is just starting, and she's starting to live a more comfortable life with a little bit of glitz and glam and that kind of stuff. But somebody just wants to like snuff out her light because it's so bright. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it makes me think. You are too nice. I'm accusatory by nature. Jenny, I am not actually that nice. I've just learned over time that I've like thought and accused people that had nothing to do with the case we were looking at. So, hey, people ever, I've seen, a lot of people who are newer to YouTube, they have no problem getting right on here and saying, oh, so and so is involved, this, that. But after you watch for a while and you follow these cases all the way through to the trial, you see, I was wrong. Hell, I've been wrong before even making it to trial, I found out I was wrong. So that's all. I just want to, and it's a big deal. You could ruin somebody's life with an accusation like that. So I think that we should be really cautious. I'm not going to lie. Things don't look good. Like this looks just, I'm suspicious of a couple people. But thank you, being bio girl. I'm a retired police officer. I trust no one. Well, thank you for your service, Jenny. Oh, really? Unnamed true crime? Awesome. Thank you. Okay. So let's keep watching this. Finally, what? It's a side eye for me. Thank you guys for the translation offer for that.
Just look at the way she looks at her friend Valeria. Look at those eyes and just the way, I don't know, it's very telling to me. So I'm just curious, have you heard of this story? And if you
Okay.
have, what are your...
So now let's keep it pushing because I want to show a couple other things. So this is, I don't remember, so I'll tell you once we start.
Regalos para que no se fuera. ¡Rápido, pendeja, que me tengo que ir! Güey, Vivian, mejor dime que te gustó.
Okay, so this is that date, that stream. We see here at the beginning.
Seguía mandando regalos para que no se fuera.
At the beginning, it looks like and I've seen it translated on other videos, but I think this is the part where she's being told, she says she's going to leave and she gets a bunch of text back to back. She needs to stay and wait for these gifts. Then you'll see she starts bringing the gifts in. So that's when we see the Starbucks bag and the plushie.
¡Rápido, pendeja, que me tengo que ir! Güey, Vivian, mejor dime que te gustó. Hola, buenas tardes.
That's pretty much exactly how she's looking at the door when the killer comes in. Like, to see, I don't know, this just breaks my heart, y'all. It's sad. This is sad. It's terrible. I think they're extensions tests. Yes, I do. And if you pay attention, she has like it looks like it's not all long like that. You can see a little bit kind of peeking through. That's maybe the length of my hair. There's the plushie. Oh my God. How sad. Okay. I don't think it's birthday gifts, Pointer Lover. I think it's just gifts, like thinking of you kind of gifts. She was told to stay there by her bestie. Yep. She had a really bad feeling and she looks scared. You can see how uneasy she is. It breaks my heart. She says, hello, come on in. Oh, thank you, Pinche. Oh, if you hear anything, like tell us, because I got 2 more I want to play that has clips from the live.
Güey, la Vivian está enamorada de mí, te lo juro. ¡Mi vida! ¡Es un pendejillo!
Question, what does she say here at the beginning?
Su amiga le seguía mandando regalos para que no se fuera.
Well, you can't hear her because somebody's talking over it.
¡Rápido, pendeja, que me tengo que ir!
Okay, maybe in this one, it'll be the part I'm watching. So I think maybe this is entirely in Spanish. Moment when they come out of the tower, he tells her to wait for Valeria Marquez. I don't think that's translated properly, but here, let's watch. I think this is when he comes in.
Pero ya me voy. Ya me voy. Después mañana no creo que les grabe live, entonces... A que me espere, dice la Vivian, que me quiere ver mi cara.
A pesar
que Valeria se quería ir, su amiga Vivian la retuvo lo más que pudo en el lugar y le
I think that's the part where she's told to wait because she has gifts
varios
coming, but
mensajes
maybe I'm
por
wrong.
WhatsApp diciéndole que le iba a mandar varios regalos, entre ellos, este es el minutos después de haber recibido el primer, llega la estética.
La Vivian está enamorada de mí.
Como dicen por ahí, a la tercera es la vencida, se reparte la estética y ustedes ya saben, díganme, ¿ustedes creen Vivian de la o algo?
Okay. Maybe I could send these to you, Pinche Becky, and you could tell me more. I did translate the text. Okay, so here is just some of her live from that day.
Varios servicios de trabajo que sean así. Copias de pestañas como volumen tecnológico. Ya viendo ahorita, o sea, ya cambié. Ya no salgo, ya no tomo. Ya me dejé de bandidos. Una niña bien. Hola guapa, hola mi amor. Y viven en su casa. Por los días que llevas de... Pero ya dije, ya, basta de estupideces. Y hoy no me la pinté, solamente me la peiné. Pero hay que aprender a decir, no. De colores no, me pongo, es un falso crecimiento. ¿Me puedes bloquear por fácil?
So it's just sad. Okay, I think this is. So on the screen, it says her last words with a sad face. Her intuition knew something was wrong.
Güey, exactamente. No sé. Estoy confundido. Saca las cámaras. Al rato las checo. Pero que no se veía.
I like this comment. If you know it's strange, don't do it. Don't get into that car. Don't meet up with that guy. Don't trust your friends when they tell you it'll be fine. Stop tripping and don't take that drink.
Mi cumpleaños es el 14 de febrero. Es que se dijo que volvían 1 hora y son 2:30. O sea, llegó a las 2:30. Y sí escuché de que, bueno, regreso en 1 hora.
I'm going to let it play. So maybe you can tell us some of what she says. And then I'm going to go to some other things that I've got for us. Hey, Crochet Lover. Hey, Brandy. Hey, Ann.
Yo hubieran llegado exacto. No ser un fan, pues puede ser. Pero ¿por qué no lo dejó? Le hubieras dicho, déjalo, te parto tu madre. Porque a lo mejor quería conocerte, pero traía, o sea, si era un repartidor, parecía repartidor o escolta. ¿Repartidor?
Okay. I thought that was going to show till the time he knocked. I think it might be in this other video I have, but I want to go to these screenshots next. So, oh, knocked over a drink, but it wasn't open yet. Okay. I've got a bunch. So, start here. Okay. So this is the, I don't know if this is the day. I do know she posted this photo on the day that she was shot on live. This was posted to Instagram earlier that day. Here she is. I think I got these on her Instagram. I was honestly on every social media site this morning. It's kind of what I do when like a case, I don't know what it is. It doesn't have to be like a well-known thing. It's just certain cases speak to me and certain, like, I don't know, victims speak to me or just situations. And those are the ones that I get interested in. And then I'll just learn as much as I can and look everywhere. And it's kind of like the only thing I focus on until I'm a couple hours at least, like until I'm done. So I gathered these from all over. Let's see. So this is from, I believe, these are like either Hispanic or Mexican influencers who do like news and stuff, or the actual news. There's some of both where I was looking at. So it says suspicious woman Vivian de la Torre, Valeria's friend, and also an influencer. It seems she wanted this and blah, blah, blah. It was evident how she insisted that she stay in the beauty salon to receive this gift. In the broadcast, Valeria mentions that Vivian asked her to wait, which generated speculation about her possible complicity. After the crime, Vivian published a message on her networks regretting her death, but it was considered superficial by some users who also noticed that she disabled comments on her Instagram and said, "I love you, my Barbie." Let's keep going, though. Also, the reaction of Erica, the employee present during the murder, generated controversy since she cut the live broadcast without showing visible signs of panic, screaming, or shock, which some users considered suspicious. In the broadcast, Erica talked to Valeria about a supposed delivery man who sought to deliver a package to her, which worried the influencer. Although her role has not been confirmed beyond being a witness, network users have asked to be investigated due to her apparent calm at the time of the crime. So, the prosecutor's office has not commented on the matter. They only have the ex-boyfriend in the case is initially documented as a femicide. It's hard because these translations are they don't always make complete sense. Allie, that other clip was important because she was confused as to why the messenger didn't leave the gift. Oh, okay. I will star that one. I have it on the window still. This happened about a week and a half ago. What was the exact date? 13th. So a week ago. Yeah. Thank you, guys. I saw some of them. Let me get back. They looked like a messenger, not a bodyguard. Is it a fan? Why didn't they leave the gift? Are they going to kill me? Oh my God. My birthday is February 14th. I heard I'll be back in an hour, and now it's after 2:30. They should have been here. I believe it was a fan, but why didn't they leave it? She is confused. She even says, are they going to kill me? Oh my gosh. She was asking if it was carrier or a bodyguard. Wow. Okay. So I want to show you like another video that will describe everything really well. It's from Law and Crime. It's actually the first place I think I saw this case at all. But I want to get through some of these translations. So let's see this one. Her friend De La Torre wanted to see her to give her some gifts. Minutes before, a motorcycle delivery man arrived at the store to ask for Valeria, who was not there at the time, but Erica, her employee, gave her the message alerting the young woman. Hold on. This is actually, I'm not going to zoom in on it. Well, this is like pictures from the live stream. And this first one is before, when you first see something goes wrong, she grabs like her stomach. There's no blood or anything like that. It's just before all of that. So I don't know. Let's see. This is the Beauty Lounge Blossom where this happened. A comment during the broadcast mentioned that Valeria would receive 3 gifts, with the last one being the most expensive, which heightened her unease. They say that Valeria Marquez's killer was her friend Vivian, who told her not to move and to wait. That is just, like I said, opinion. We don't know that. I would be curious what exactly that says there, but like, maybe I can email you, Pinche, and we can talk about some of this. This is AI, but it's so sad because there she is in the outfit with one of the gifts, and just there she is with Vivian, the person that everyone is very suspicious of. Like I said, I can see why when she's telling her, no, don't leave. You have to wait, But that also could have been, she was there when they showed up the first time and she wanted her to wait. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. The influencer maintains that she had nothing to do with her friend's death and reported having received strong threats. And I bet you she is, because if you go like onto Twitter or other places, all these people that are giving their opinions are really putting a lot of accusations out there on her already. Vivian said she only wants those responsible for her murder to be found to prove her innocence. Here's a quote. I don't know. I'm not here for them to believe me, but I really have nothing to do with it. I just want this to have a solution to find the person responsible. Stop all the hate for me and don't do or say things that are not true. I'm just talking to clarify. I don't know anything, were some of the comments she issued through her official profile, whose last publication was made on the night of May the 14th. It should be noted, this is what Tess was talking about. Vivian is not the only person linked to the crime, because the followers of the model also pointed out her ex-partner, a man who is allegedly linked to a criminal group with a strong presence in Jalisco, Mexico, where they were, whom he had already exposed on social media networks for having threatened her on different occasions. Even the young woman of only 23 years old said she feared for her safety due to this situation. Despite the allegations, the prosecutor's office reported that the investigation into this femicide are already underway. However, it ruled out that there is any direct indication against a specific person. However, it was emphasized that all statements and indications are being analyzed, including videos and publications on social media, in order to generate lines of investigation. Okay, so now we're just going to kick back and hang out for a minute and watch some of this. May not watch it all. I'll drop the link at the end. Probably be off in the next 15 minutes or so, but I think it'll be a good place for us to like gather everything we've went through, like piece by piece, and now kind of have another summary of it to help understand everything in case you didn't know about it, or even if you did. All right, let's see.
A beauty influencer live streaming with her thousands of followers on TikTok in one moment looked away from her camera and into the eyes of her killer. Valeria Marquez was gunned down on film as she sat in her beauty salon in Jalisco, Mexico, and police are now hard at work trying to figure out who did this and why. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. A 23-year-old social media influencer and model who showed off her hair and makeup to thousands of followers on TikTok and Instagram is now being mourned in Zapopan, Mexico. Shot dead inside of a salon called
Ooh, okay. I like being able to see, different angles. I think she was actually sitting right here. Right? Or do we see this in the background? I don't know. But Tess says, not that it matters, but did she have more followers than her friend? Because it can be incredibly competitive with those beauty and lifestyle influencers nowadays. So I don't know, because we could go to Social Blade or somewhere like that to find out for certain. Because now I know that her Instagram, when I looked, had like 500,000 followers, and at the time of her death, I think it had 100,000. So there are so many people who have followed after. I'm not sure. Oh, not that, Justin. Thank you for being a member for 3 months. Yes, sir. She was shot on live stream. Yep. I have to think that was planned as well, right? Like, maybe I'm wrong about that, but what do you guys think?
Blossom Beauty Lounge.
It seems like,
Now,
I
some
don't know.
Mexican media outlets have claimed that Valeria
Hey, Kathy
Marquez
Jo.
herself had operated the salon. Others say she only worked there. That part remains unclear. But I'll tell you what is particularly chilling is that Valeria posted a selfie from inside the salon on Instagram on May 13th, showing off her outfit for the day. That is the same.
That's the one I showed you guys. That's how I knew she took it that day. And Toe Beans, I gotta apologize because I have not been on much, and I'm not in the flow of things to where I am explaining things in the best way that I could. And I know that you said, I love the way you present these things. And now I'm like, I'm doing a terrible job. So I just got to apologize. I'm going to get back into the groove of it. I have to. And yeah, it's not good for my channel to take the breaks like I do. But you guys, I've had to put my family first, just being honest, and things going on in my actual life. So it is what it is. But yeah, I do apologize. So many people reposted the live video on TikTok where you could see the blood on her head. I feel for her family. I saw it. That's what I was saying at the beginning, without trying to see it at all. Just trying to go through every different social media apps to see what they were saying, and looking on Twitter, there's a lot of shit on Twitter. You will see a lot of graphic stuff on Twitter. I don't think anything gets removed, but I was on there, and every 5 or 6 posts about her, if you go to the top post, was the video.
Same outfit that she would later die in. Valeria, it seems, often filmed live content for her followers, not necessarily doing anything exciting, but just, going about her day. And at one point in a video on that Tuesday, Valeria recounted a story. She said she had been away from the shop when somebody apparently stopped by asking for her, saying they had a package to give her. So when employees offered to hold on to the package for her, this person, according to her, declined, saying it was something very expensive, so they needed to give it to her in person, and they left. Now, Valeria says on the video that she wasn't going to wait around for the person to come back, and according to the AP, actually theorized at one point that maybe the person had been coming to kill her. And that leads us to approximately 6:30 p.m. that Tuesday, which is when local police say all this happened. Now, despite saying she was going to leave, Valeria's sitting on a live stream, holding a pink stuffed pig in her arms, happy, when someone off camera catches her eye. A spokesman for the Jalisco State Prosecutor's Office told the New York Times that 2 men apparently pulled up outside the salon on a motorbike, and one of them
you see her look at this person. It just seems like she's uneasy. I don't even know how to describe it, but the feeling of looking at her as she's looking at this person, is just crazy. I'm plugged in and I'm beeping. Hold on, you guys.
Entered wearing a mask. Now, Valeria said in Spanish, "They're coming." Then a man said, "Hey, Valeria?" She responded, "Yes." And then for some reason, she reached over and muted the live stream so you can't hear her or the person off camera anymore. But that is when the shooting happened.
Ya viene.
Wait, yeah. So also, I forgot about that. She actually mutes right before I should have muted just now. I had to crawl under the table to make sure everything was plugged in. But she actually mutes for some reason. She almost looks in shock. She does, Nene. It's weird. The look in her face, like, okay. Let me rewind. I think they're going to show it here. Just that part.
Did the live stream so you can't hear her or the person off camera anymore. But that is when the shooting happened.
Ya viene. Hola. Sí.
So we froze in the video, but live stream viewers actually watch this in real time as someone fired a gun at least twice, hitting Valeria in the chest and the head. It is.
So do you hear they ask, are you her, Valeria? And she says, yes, see. And then she mutes it. But I guess she's assuming that they're going to give her the gift. I don't know. Do you say her name? Valeria? I think I was saying it wrong, but that sounds right. It sounds better. I'm sorry, you guys. The thoughts in my head are just coming out and when I should not be. Okay, let me rewind. And let's hear that part again. But yeah, I'm guessing she mutes because she's expecting they're going to like give her the gift or something.
But that is when the shooting happened.
Ya viene. Hola. Sí.
Oh, she said he's coming. So she sees the motorcycle pull up and knows that the motorcycle is who tried to drop off a gift a little bit earlier. Tony says, I think her friend had something to do with it. Neat Noodle, I think she just wanted to talk to him on mute because she wasn't sure about the conversation that they would have. Agree. No, she's in a hair salon, which most places I've seen say that she owns this salon. But then a couple places say she just worked there. I'm not sure. And then Rachel, there's definitely something going on with the man. And I'm also not, it's really hard to research this because so much of it is in Spanish, but.
Over and muted the live stream so you can't hear her or the person off camera anymore. But that is when the shooting happened.
Ya viene. Hola. Sí.
So we froze in the video, but live stream viewers actually watch this in real time as someone fired a gun.
And then, so I don't know where the first shot hits her. I don't know that it would have been, like, I don't know where it was, obviously, so I don't know if it would have been fatal, but I know the second one most likely was because the first, I think there was a silencer on it too, by the way. There's not like loud gunshots, but the first one, you don't see anything like blood or an injury or anything, but you do see her like grab her side right here. She's like, and kind of looks down. And then as she's looking down, you see a blood spot appear like on her head. And I guess that's, that's when she gets shot in the head. It's awful. I do not recommend going to Twitter and scrolling through with her name in the search bar unless you're prepared to see it, honestly. And those things, just to let you know, they will never leave your mind. I'm the kind of person that I don't mind to see crime scene photos and different things like that, like it keeps me from wondering too much. And then I kind of know without making up how I think things went in my head. I like to know for certain. But you never forget it. It will never leave your mind. And there will be times that you just are not even thinking about it, not prepared for it. And then you see it in your mind's eye or whatever. So
At least twice hitting Valeria in the chest.
I'm
and the
going
head.
to.
It is an unbelievable situation. It is.
We're going to redirect to Melissa and we're going to watch this for like 5 more minutes. But Crochet Lover, we don't know what's up with the 3 gifts. Was the pig given her to? Yeah. So we don't know, but the first she gets this Starbucks bag with a pink drink in it, which her friend Vivian posts on her TikTok afterwards. Then she gets another gift, which is the pig, and then they show up, and take her life.
Incredibly disturbing and chilling. I've never, ever seen anything like this before. And get this, just a few seconds after Valeria slumps over, motionless, someone's seen picking up the phone and turning off the live stream. So far.
Look at her face in that moment. What do you guys think? Do you think that, because like I said, trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, maybe she doesn't realize what happened, but then again, she slumped over and her head is bleeding. So what do you guys think about this? The person that comes and turns it off. We know her name is Erica.
Or that person hasn't been identified, but some online have theorized that the woman was an employee or client of the salon, but others have pointed out that she seemed very calm for someone who just witnessed what is essentially a cold-blooded murder. It appears Valeria's TikTok page has been removed, but at the time of this recording, her Instagram is still active. And I talked about how she had a significant following. People magazine citing 149,000 Instagram followers for their TikTok, 114,000 followers. So there are a lot of people looking day in and day out at the life of Valeria. And many people have commented, have expressed their condolences on her photos online. And despite the live stream being taken down, the Jalisco State Prosecutor's Office confirmed to the New York Times that snippets of the video that have been spreading like wildfire online, they are authentic. Now, here's something that's very interesting. The spokesman also said that the gunman asked who it was, like he didn't know who Valeria was. The representative told the AP, with that, you can deduce, without jumping to conclusions, that this was a person who was paid. It was obviously someone who came with a purpose. There have been multiple theories floating around social media right now about what might have led to Valeria's apparent assassination, including that a close friend may have been involved in plotting the murder, although we have no confirmation of that or evidence to support that.
I like the way they said that. Well, there is no evidence to support that at this time. Just remember that. You can be suspicious. I damn sure am. But an accusation like this could be life ruining. I think back to Idaho 4. I was convinced Hoodie Guy could be involved. Then I was convinced Kaylee's boyfriend. I had watched a video that showed like the exact path that Kaylee's boyfriend would have taken at this time and this blah, blah, blah to get there, and convinced, oh my God, he could be involved. I've learned my lesson not to accuse people without the facts. Doesn't matter how guilty they look. It truly does not matter if everything looks like it points towards them or they're suspicious in their interview or whatever. I've seen Shane Carey. Oh my gosh, Heidi Broussard, his fiance. She goes missing. He does an interview. He looks just like Chris Watts, all awkward and strange. The whole internet blames him, and come to find out, it's her best friend. He had nothing to do with it. And the other night I was listening to Ashley Banfield, and they were talking about, it was her and Brian Enton talking about Coburger. And she said, there was a case that I followed years ago where everything looked like it was this person, and years later come to find out a homeless person this person goes into a police station and goes, I can't live with the guilt. I did this. And that woman is the one, facing charges for it or facing time for it. It happens. So we always have to remember, even if it looks a certain way, it doesn't mean that's this. That doesn't mean that's what it is. You're Ashley, yes. I've been watching some of her stuff on Idaho. She had Brian Enton on. It's been kind of interesting, but I also don't like the way when news is slow, they kind of make up news stories, but whatever. Not make them up, but kind of focus on things that really don't need to be focused on. I think I personally wouldn't have turned the phone off at all and I would have ran, but maybe someone else obsessed with appearances would think different. Well, you have to think about that too. She is not only a beauty influencer, so she's all about her appearance, which is fine. She's young. When I was 23, I was one selfish little asshole, and that's a fact, Jack. So that's part of it. For me, if I have the opportunity and anybody, and I mean anybody, walks up on me when I'm live streaming, I'm hitting mute because you don't know what the hell is coming out of their mouth. I think more people should do that, honestly. If it's my kids, if it's not my kids, if it's the damn UPS driver, I'm hitting mute because I don't know what they're going to say. So that's just though based on doing live streams for a long time, like several years now. That's the way my brain works, but yeah. I am referring to her friend. Oh, okay. And perhaps killing the lab was to protect her friend's image. Oh, okay. I mean, I could see that. And again, judging her immediate reaction, I think, is unfair because you don't know how you would react. And I don't even know if you would grasp or your brain could process something like that quickly. Yeah, could have known that was something she didn't want live. That alleged friend that turned off the video wasn't trying to protect the other girl's image. She was protecting herself. I can see both sides. None of us were there. Shocked, maybe. True. Same here. Oh, thank you, Nene. Dude, as a kid, I was. I still wasn't I don't know. I just feel like there were so many times I should have focused on family and helping my grandmother, which I helped her a lot, but even I could have been there more. And I was more focused on going out with my friends and, not a lot of young people are like that. I don't know. You just kind of live in your own little world and you don't really realize what's most important in life. You're kind of focused on friends and that kind of stuff. And that's what I mean. Well, and at one time, I'll be honest with you guys, my addiction was my priority. But okay.
But so far, the prosecutor's office hasn't commented.
That's just real talk.
These theories at the time of this recording or what might have happened. By the way, actually, right before this recording, we found out that another woman, 22-year-old model and also
now listen to this
influencer, Maria Jose Estupinan, was shot and killed in Colombia when she apparently opened her door to a fake delivery person. So very similar to the
another young, beautiful influencer, Latina influencer, shot in Colombia, answering the door for a fake delivery. Also remember that if it was a cartel issue, you don't want the cartel to know about you. True. Absolutely. I'm not really, I'm sure it could have been because there's a lot of violence, but I don't know. I'm thinking that this was more personal. It's crazy, really. She got that cute pig and looking all pink, very sad. Hey, Wolfie, is Melissa doing a live? Because I searched it to redirect and I don't see anything. Need protection. I agree. It is eerily similar. Here, let's keep listening for a second.
The allegations and what we're talking about here with Valeria days before. Apparently, there's surveillance footage showing the suspect in Maria's killing running away. Now, according to the New York Post, She had made a prior report for domestic abuse against an ex-partner. Don't know if that's related. Don't know if these cases are related. But my gosh, very strange that we have two women who are doing the same kind of things on social media being killed in very similar fashion. It is just eerily similar. So to talk about the investigation so far, what's next for the legal process once police have their man or men or suspects, whoever these people are, I want to bring in a special guest. I'm joined right now by Germán Enriquez Cordova, a Tijuana, Mexico criminal lawyer who will give us a lot more insight.
Okay, so I did watch just a second of this. I didn't watch all the way through this. Let's give it a listen, just because I don't know shit about the Mexican justice system. I mean, nothing. I really don't. Thank you, Neat. Okay. Appreciate that. Most high-ranking law enforcement officers are paid by the cartel. They will look the other way or even charge an innocent person. You do, Pinche Becky? Yeah, I want to email you. I probably have you in my email, but I know I can maybe go to your channel as well. Tess, will you grab her link for me too, just so we can share it in the chat? But yeah, once I gather my thoughts, I'm gonna send you an email because I have some questions. Like, yeah, I don't know. Do they have criminal trials in the same fashion we do? It appears that way. I think they do. Let's give him a listen for a minute.
Then we know, because there's one
First, I got to find out who did it, though. So
thing I might know about the law here in the States. I am not as familiar as the law in Mexico. Thank you so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it. And welcome to Sidebar.
Thank you, Tess.
Thank you, Jesse Weber. Thank you for your trust. And well, I'm here to respond all the questions that you have.
Well, fantastic. Thank you. So first of all, my first question is, what is just your reaction to this? I have to tell you, I've covered crimes all the time. I've never seen someone
right, Pinche.
shot
that
to
makes
death
sense.
on a live stream. I mean, this was...
I know you don't have that stuff on your channel. Pinche Becky talks about Scientology and stuff like that. I just wanted to share your channel anyways, just so people can come check it out.
This is something that is truly horrifying. And we watched the video. We didn't play it here. We only showed screenshots of it. It is so disturbing. What is just your reaction to seeing something like this?
Well, Jesse, yes, in Mexico, obviously, we see all the time serious offense like femicide, like murder, but
there we go. Seven Lilies answer to your question about femicide in Mexico. I read earlier there are 10 a day, but that was, I don't even know where I read it because I was over like every news place that had talked about this and social media, but I did read that somewhere. Could be true, I don't know. But
just online, see online that femicide. It's obviously it's a surprise in Mexico for us, and obviously all the Mexican community, all the Mexican criminal defense attorney, we are surprised with that facts. And well, we hope that the prosecution and the justice arrives and determines soon who is the suspect and who is the defendant who commits this crime, right?
Hey, everybody, this is another law and crime legal alert. If you received Depo-Provera birth control shots and were later diagnosed with a brain or spinal tumor called meningioma, another story,
okay.
But it just came out. There is a 22-year-old model and social media influencer.
22 and 23. Let's take a look at this before we go. Maria Jose Estupinan. Unbelievable. Okay. So look, the articles that come up all reference Valeria too. Let's see. Model 22 dies after opening front door to what she thought was a delivery man. Dude, I don't need these ads. Really? Okay. A young model was shot dead by a man disguised as a delivery driver shortly after she was set to be awarded a large sum of money. Maria Jose Estupinan Sanchez, 22, from Colombia, was gunned down outside her home last Thursday. Her attacker pretended to deliver parcels on the street so he could get close enough to her. According to local media, the bullet struck her in the right cheekbone. The model, who had just arrived home from the gym, was killed in northeastern Colombia on the Venezuelan border. Investigators suspect her ex-boyfriend could be behind her death. It comes after she attended a hearing at the prosecutor's office, earlier this month. During the meeting, she testified against her former partner for domestic violence. There it is. Damn. I get there's just like this gut feel, like I don't know, it turns my stomach when I hear that a woman has went to the lengths of like taking them to court. There are so many women, and it should not be held against them. I have said this to my friends privately, publicly, whatever. You know, a lot of women, they take the man back time and time again. It's like an average of 7 times before they actually get out. They're scared to death. They're scared to take him back. They're scared not to take him back. You know, and when you have somebody just abusing you mentally and making you think certain things are true that aren't, or that you can't do it without, just there's all kinds of different ways that it can go. But, you know, a lot of times women will drop charges and stuff like that and go back. And when a woman is finally like strong enough and stands up for herself, the most dangerous time in a violent relationship like that is when someone's trying to leave the relationship. That's when things really get dangerous. And to know that, you know, she was testifying against him, you know, just last month, did it say? Earlier this month, she attended a hearing at a prosecutor's office, testified against her former partner in response to domestic violence. Sources close to the case say she was about to be headed a huge payout from her ex. Wow. Which would have been around 30 MCOP, 5,400 pounds. Cops believed the killing was almost certainly premeditated. According to the local media, Maria Jose first reported her then boyfriend for abuse in 2018. She reported him several times over the course of their relationship. Maria Jose was studying media studies and was in her 7th term at the Francisco de Paula Santander University. She dreamed of becoming a TV presenter and was in the process of arranging an internship. In addition to her studies, she worked as a model with a local agency. She also managed an online business selling sportswear, lingerie, and footwear. A spokesperson for her university said, "From the university community, we reject all forms of violence that extinguish the dreams of our young people. We stand in solidarity with the families, friends, and classmates to whom we extend our deepest condolences. The investigation is ongoing." Wow. I'll just take a look at one more article, and then I'm going to let you guys go. Because, honey, it is hot under these lights, even though there's not that many. There's just like a little light thing. Let me see. It just gets hot. We also had this. I have this one here, but maybe I should be using it too so y'all can see because it's getting dark. Okay. Model murder, horror as influencer model Maria Jose Estupinan, 22, shot dead at her door by hitmen dressed as delivery driver. She was shot at point blank range. We know that went in her cheekbone. He had a fake package. 22 and 23 years old. Hey, have you guys seen either one of these before tonight? Let me know if you have. Hey, Harley. Hey, Kelly. Aw, thank you, Tess. Oh, are you talking about me or you said Allie? So, but thank you either way. Or if you're talking about them, then that's pretty dumb answer response. But So there he is running away. Freaking sad. Hit her directly in the right cheekbone. According to local media, she was taken to the hospital soon after the incident, but sadly died from her injuries. But okay, here we go. She may have been set to receive a payout of 30 million pesos, equivalent to $7,100. That's not that much money. The ex-boyfriend is now being probed as a key suspect in the case, but no arrests have been confirmed so far. So, airbrushed, no, ambushed. Hey, Midnight Light, Lace. Dude, no one ever gets my notifications, period. They just don't. And now my channel's way lost in the darkness of the YouTube algorithm. So, I don't know. $7,000 US. Yeah, that ain't nothing. I don't know. I don't think that's why to me, I'm like, I don't even know the situation, but just I could see somebody who's violent probably being controlling. And oh yay, thank you guys. Probably being controlling and more worried about her moving on and stuff like that than having to pay money. But I don't know. Let's take a look at this. What the heck is this right here? Chilling. Girl 8 frothed at the mouth and died just days after virus infected her brain. That freaks me out. And then I'm going to let y'all go. Hold on one second. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's take a look at this and see what the hell is this. Chilling. Girl 8 frothed at the mouth and died just days after common virus infected her brain. The little girl developed a headache and bumpy rash before suffering a terrifying seizure. The 8-year-old rapidly deteriorated after suffering a series of seizures, which eventually left her brain dead. Chinese medics handling her care said a COVID-19 infection could be to blame after she tested positive. Although it usually presents with respiratory symptoms, it can lead to severe neurological manifestations in children. There have been increasing case reports of the virus causing brain damage, including acute necrotizing encephalopathy. Wait, like dying brain tissue? Wait, a rare but serious brain disease that can develop following a viral infection such as flu or COVID. Nurse Kristen, help. But there are gaps in doctors' knowledge of the best way to treat children experiencing rapid onset neurological decline as a result of the COVID. Oh my gosh, that is so scary. Resulted in brain death. Her first symptoms were temperature, then headache, bumpy rash on her arms, legs, torso, vomiting. Oh my goodness. She was taken to a clinic where she was given medication that did not ease her symptoms. And the next day, she began experiencing her first tonic-clonic seizure that had her frothing at the mouth. Oh my God. That is just so scary and so sad. All right, you guys. So we are going to wrap it up there. If you came in late, please go back and watch the beginning. This is an interesting case, and I'm going to follow along with it, see what happens. I hope and pray they find who did this to Valeria. And what was her name? Maria Jose? Yeah, Maria Jose as well. So thank you guys for being here. Hey, Deco. I appreciate you guys. Let's see. We are seeing headaches as being one of the prominent symptoms in children with COVID. The bumpy rash is actually the virus showing up topically. It was the seizure. Oh my God almighty. That is so sad. Okay, Tess, I have something I have to take care of, so I'm going to save that and we'll talk about it in my next live. Justin, really? The Starlink satellites? Yeah, they're crazy. All right, you guys. So thank you for being here. Like I said, don't forget, go back and listen to the beginning of this. Or just go look online. But like I said, if you do go to Twitter, be aware that you will see the video. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. I hope to see you tomorrow. And tomorrow is my mom's birthday, but I really need to stop taking breaks from YouTube because it's tanking my channel. So I'm going to try to do something. I'll see you guys sometime. But I just want to say thank you guys for being here. I can't even think. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it, especially when it's something you may not have already been interested in or known about or whatever the hell, just thank you guys for supporting me, for real. Thank you. And have a good night, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.